may be a few points throughout tonight that you say to yourself, I think this is the first time they've done this. So tonight's meeting is on community service and leadership, and we're honoring various stakeholders throughout the Attleboro school system who have made an impact on the Attleboro schools throughout 2014. All of you are representatives of many people throughout the district who are doing great. PTO, the Brennan Student Council, this is the only great student council. But the point that we're trying to convey to the community is that each of you symbolize what's going on throughout the district. Also, each of you are very deserving in your own way of whatever recognition we can find. It's usually not a certificate of something. And if you open more, now would be a time to adjust your expectations. Okay? So, now, before we start, I'm pretty sure we have it. The Brennan Student Council has agreed to lead us in the cheering for tonight, okay? And one of the things I was going to say is that the double HDS cameras won't turn on until we get a lot of noise in this room, okay? So if you can now just start cheering, and then we'll start the school committee meeting, we'll start like normal meetings, and we'll throw it over to Andy, which you know is not normal school committee meeting. Okay, so here we go. Several times before you quiet down. Let's go. One more time. Let's go. Okay. This meeting of the Attleboro School Committee is called to order. Would you please rise and join the committee in the salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Tonight we are joining you from Coelho Middle School. The school committee tonight is playing an away game, and this meeting, which is being electronically recorded, will start with a welcome from our host tonight, the principal of Coelho Middle School, Mr. Andy Bowles. Mr. Bowles.
First of all, I want to welcome school committee members, Superintendent Sheen, Mr. Soren, Honorable Mayor Thomas, City Council members, representatives, and honorable City Rep for coming tonight. I want to thank all of you for coming out for this wonderful, wonderful experience. First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming out to Coelho Middle School. This is one of those events that we're very, very grateful to host here at Coelho, to really recognize all the wonderful people in the city of Attleboro. Like Mr. Murphy has said, I am the proud principal of Coelho Middle School. I'm happy to be the proud principal of Coelho Middle School. To me, the Attleboro Public Schools has showcased every single day the leadership from the faculty to the staff to the students and to the people who are always students in the Attleboro Public Schools. So on behalf of the Coelho Middle School, I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight, and let's start with the festivities. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bowles. As Mr. Bowles said, the school committee is following a special agenda tonight. This is a meeting that's part of our Spotlight series, where we're highlighting various dimensions of the Attleboro school system and communicating to the community and the surrounding communities what exactly is going on within the Attleboro schools. And one of the theme is community service and leadership, and one of the most important aspects of community service in the Attleboro schools are valued partnerships with various community entities, and one of the partnerships we value as high as any partnership is our partnership with Bristol County Savings Bank. So Superintendent Sheehan, if you could please introduce our guests from Bristol County Savings Bank, and I know they have a presentation that we'll be grateful to receive.
Thank you, Chairman Murphy. It is my pleasure to introduce two absolutely wonderful men, Pat Murray and Dennis Kelly from the Bristol County Savings Bank. Every single year, and I've only been here for two, but every year that I've been here, we apply for special grants and so forth, and it doesn't take much. They seek us out. Michelle Roberts also is part of the threesome that join me. They don't bring coffee that often, but however, maybe next year we'll try again. The reality is that the generosity in which the Bristol County Savings Bank and what they represent in this community is overwhelming, and we couldn't do many of the things that we try to do with new initiatives. This year's new initiative was a new type of math program that we're looking to start at the elementary schools. The first thing that my assistant superintendent, David Sawyer, said, you know, we don't have the money for this. Maybe this is where we need to put the $20,000 that the Bristol County Savings Bank people give us each and every year to start off and kick off this new initiative. We talked to Pat and Michelle and Dennis, and they thought it was an excellent idea, and so consequently, they're here tonight to present us with their $20,000 check. And I'm more than happy to accept.
Mr. Kelly, Mr. Murray, thank you for joining us. At this time, if you'd like to address the committee.
Thank you, school committee, for having us here tonight, and also Mr. Sheehan. Especially on this night, when it's really community service, because that's what Bristol County Savings Bank is all about. But we are definitely a community bank. We are a mutual bank, which means we really don't have any stockholders. So we really take a look at the community as being our stockholder. We're very, very proud to give back. With us tonight is my predecessor, former president of the bank, but also the founder. It was his idea to set up our charitable foundation. Maybe Dennis, you can address what we're going to do.
I think Ken kind of hit it on the head when he said that we come out and visit with them and talk to them about what the priorities, what the school system is doing. And we've been doing that for probably the last 8 years, where we meet with the superintendent, try to get a sense for where the needs are, and is there something special that you would like to do that maybe is outside the budget. And we're happy to say that once again we're able to do something for the Attleboro public school systems. And you know, one of the nice things that comes out of it is we get opportunities to come back and we see the results of some of the donations that we've made, and you see the students that have been impacted by it. You know, you really walk away with a wonderful feeling, not only about the aid that we're able to provide, but the job that's being done by the Attleboro public schools and the students there, and you really should take a lot of pride in that. I think with this donation, we must be pushing up toward about $160,000 that we've given out.
We did get involved with the evening diploma program and the credit recovery program, and we're really thrilled to hear that program is now self-sustained. So we were happy with that. But tonight, for the second year in a row, our contribution has to do with technology and the math program, and it gives me great pleasure to present you with a check for $20,000.
Thank you very much. This would be a good time. Anyone with cameras, we encourage you to take pictures, especially since the person who was supposed to take them for us didn't show up. So we encourage you to take as many photos as you can. Mr. Buckley is taking care of apparently the official picture right now. Thank you, Mr. Buckley. And I'm not kidding. Anyone else with cameras, we could use some help on this one. So, and that goes when the students are up as well. Feel free to come up as close as you'd like and take photos. Get a Mrs. Zito autograph, whatever you'd like to do. And then, Mr. Kelly and Mr. Murray, the school committee does have, I can promise you this has not come out of the $20,000, but we do have a small token of our appreciation. We hope you'll find a place for it in one of your lunches. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
No one else tonight has to cut a check to come up on stage. Here on out, it's free. At this time, I'd like to ask the representatives from Studley Elementary School, including our Director of Special Education, Dr. McSweeney, and our Principal, Mr. Palma, along with Amy Chauvin and any other representatives from Acopia, and by the end of this presentation, I'll know how to pronounce it, I promise, and the Feinstein Foundation. And just so you know, as they're getting ready to come up, when we call up each of the building representatives, and Brandon Middle School will be next, by the way, you could sit just over to our right here. We've got some microphones set up, and what we're asking is that you give us a little bit of an explanation as to the partnership or the initiative that has led to your selection tonight, so that way we can give our audience a sense as to exactly who the individuals are that we're honoring. And then at the conclusion of each presentation, there'll be a short presentation by a member of the school committee. And hopefully I'll call the right names at that time. So, Dr. McSweeney, could you give us a little bit of background as to how these folks have come before us tonight?
Yes, Chairman Murphy, thank you very much. Can you hear me? Yes, I'm on? Okay. I just want to say I'm very honored to be here this evening and to be part of this wonderful event spotlighting our schools and the communities and the partnerships that we have been fortunate to develop. One partnership that I'm very much involved with and very proud of is the partnership with Alan Sean Feinstein. This is a gentleman who at one point in his life was a teacher, and he was very successful and moved along into the business world, and he was able to acquire quite a bit of fortune. And he has been so committed to education and understanding the importance of making sure that children have what they need, and also to promote doing good deeds. And he has taken on over 100, I believe, 140 schools at this point. Now, I may be a little off on that, but he donates to each and every one of them. And the reason that he does this is because we are doing good deeds. He indicates to our children each year that they have the power to do good deeds, and that he is very pleased, and he shows that appreciation by donating to the schools. And Studley had the opportunity this year to be part of a Feinstein Junior Scholar Contest, enabling our students to participate in a Go Green initiative. It was the Go Green Machine Contest. And I'm going to turn the microphone over for the individuals here to explain, and particularly Joanna Palmer, the principal at Studley Elementary. And thank you for letting me introduce this wonderful initiative.
Thank you, Dr.
Well, as part of that, we were lucky enough to have won the contest, and we now have the Go Green hydroponic garden in our school, thanks to Acopia Harvest, who donated the entire machine, which is a fantastic machine. Mr. Sawyer got to see it today. We currently have 65 plants growing. 64. I'm close.
By tomorrow it'll be 65.
We don't know, because yeah, it's amazing. And we're looking forward to using it. Our teachers are excited, and the materials have been amazing. But if you'd like to speak just for a minute for what you do.
My name is Amy Shoden, and this is Monica Ryle. We're from Acopia Harvest. We have a commercial facility in Central Falls where we grow up to 30,000 plants year-round. We created a program called Project Sprout November 2013, so we're a little over a year right now, teaching kids about hydroponic growing, sustainability, nutrition, and kind of tying it all together through the STEAM subjects. We ended up coming together with Alan Sean Feinstein because we donated a green machine system. We couldn't figure out how it would be fair to give it to one of his 140 or so schools, so we came up with a sustainability contest, and the rest
Here
is
we are.
history.
There you go.
Do you want to talk a little bit about
Yeah,
green
sure.
machine?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've actually designed these systems to be manageable and applicable in the classroom. So it's a 2-level, it takes up about 4 square feet, and it's something that's used indoors year-round, which are one of the biggest issues we've come across with teaching gardening, hydroponics, any sort of growing-related subjects, is that the kids are out for the season when the plants are actually growing. So this is equally rewarding for the teacher as well as the students. We're very much thankful to the Feinstein Foundation for making this opportunity possible and bringing exposure to this wonderful program. And we surely hope to take this program nationally, and we thank the Attleboro schools for supporting us in this initiative. and we surely hope to explore the future with other schools and get this program nationwide.
Well, we have 8 others that you can start with if you like. So, but no, on behalf of the district, we're extremely grateful to you. It's a tremendous example of the type of partnerships that can be formed between a public school system and entities such as yourself. And so, Mr. Larson has a citation we'd like to present to you to the school committee.
Citation reads, presented to Amy Shaw of Copia Harvest International for outstanding contributions to the Attleboro Public Schools through support of the partnership between Studley Elementary School and the Alan Sean Feinstein Foundation. The initiative, art, science, technology, and instruction made possible through these partnerships. The Attleboro School Committee hereby extends its sincere gratitude to Amy Shaw of Copia Harvest International. This day, David Murphy, Chairman, December 15, 2014.
Thank you again, and you'll have the opportunity to read about that partnership with the Studley schools and as it grows throughout our school system, I hope, on all of our social media feeds, which I know a number of people in the audience tonight are working on developing. So thank you very much, and if we could have the representatives from Brennan Middle School, the Brennan Middle School Student Council Advisors and Student Council Officers, please join us on stage. Brennan Student Government is a strong leadership organization, and they have so many strong leaders that we don't have enough chairs for all of them, but I'm sure they'll make do. So, Ms. Saltzman, if you could introduce our faculty leaders and our officers who are joining us tonight. And again, tonight we're honoring both community service and leadership and all the different types of contributions that are made throughout the Attleboro schools. Mrs. Saltzman.
Thank you. I want to thank you so much for this opportunity tonight to really come forward and give some recognition. It's way past due for our student council teacher advisors and the student council officers and all the hard work that they do. The student council, as you know, gives our whole student population a voice within the school government, and they certainly do a great job. The teachers are very instrumental in helping the students to really develop those leadership skills, which take them through their futures. And I believe that they do a great job year after year, and I'm very appreciative of the teachers. The teacher advisors are, to my left here, Ms. Rachel Desolate, Ms. Maggie Eberhard over here, and Ms. Sandy Van Alstyne. I'm going to hand this over now to Ms. Van Alstyne. She wants to say a few words about student council and probably introduce the officers.
Great. Thank you very much.
Hi. I will introduce the officers. The president is to my right here, Mr. Eddie Perica. We have Robert Aguirre, Jessica Matheson, Colin Levis, and Aiden Lancaster, who's hiding back there. We've been the advisors for the past 6 years, and this year we have a really enthusiastic group of kids, and it's really the kids' voices that guide us throughout the year as to, what charities we're going to fundraise for and where we're going to be volunteering. So this year we have a really great group of kids. Ms. Eberhardt 2 weeks ago took the advisors to the high school student council to see how the high school student council meetings were being run, just to, to promote that leadership all the way through. So we're really looking forward to this year and the rest of the activities that we're going to be sponsoring for Brennan and throughout the Attleboro community. Eddie is going to speak more on that.
Good evening, Mr. President.
Good evening, Chairman Murphy and members of the Attleboro School Committee. My name is Eddie Perica. I'm an 8th grader student at Brennan Middle and the president of the student body. This year, the student leadership team at Brennan has been involved with many fundraising and awareness programs, and we have many planned for the remaining school year. To date, we have raised awareness for the Ellie Fund. The Ellie Fund supports families affected by breast cancer. We raised over $600 in support of this program. This past Halloween, we participated in the UNICEF charitable program. We raised over $800 for this program to help fund kids in third world countries for clean water and soccer balls. Coming up next, Tuesday, December 23rd, we will be hosting an ugly sweater day. We will be charging people $1 a $1 penalty for having an ugly sweater. This will be our third fundraising activity of the year. We happily invite you to our school that day with your ugliest sweater and $1.
Eddie, this is Tuesday.
Tuesday before we go on winter break.
I will take you up on that offer. And for any other members of the school committee who, if they can't make it to Brennan that day, if they wear an ugly sweater to work, I will donate on their behalf as well.
All right.
I'm just gonna write that down so I remember.
We are also making plans to coordinate with a local food pantry and volunteer at the soup kitchen event. In addition to our charitable events, we will be coordinating many school spirit activities as well. Although it could be argued that our charitable events show a remarkable amount of school spirit. Thank you.
Thank you, Eddie, and thanks, Stevie, to you. And Mr. Larson has a citation that he'll read in a moment from his seat, and then you guys can come up, receive the citation, and because we got a very good suggestion from the audience a minute ago, we'll take the photo of all of you with the citation right in front of the stage, and perhaps the superintendent could join you for that photo as well. But I just wanted to say quickly that it is well known how well the Attleboro schools do in many different dimensions. We have tremendous student achievement in a variety of areas. We have a great diversity of programs. One of the reasons to bring you in here tonight is when it may seem like your experience at student council is about coming up on stage or giving a speech or all the cameras and all that stuff. Your work, the work of the student government is the stuff that Eddie just listed, and we don't see that. That doesn't happen like it does for the school committee on local cable, but the work that you do makes a significant difference in the life of the Brennan community, and particularly amongst your peers. The reason that you were elected is because people are looking up to you, and they're going to continue to look up to you throughout the course of your career in the Attleboro schools, and we just want to thank you for the leadership that you provide for your community. So well done and congratulations. Mr. Larson.
Wasn't sure how he's going to do this, but
Maybe that's why they gave us the portable mic, probably.
it's possible. All right, certificate of commendation presented to Eddie Perica, and we have one for all of you, for outstanding contributions to the Attleboro schools and Brennan Middle School, for the willingness to serve on the Brennan School Council, and for helping to provide the Brennan student body with leadership through a series of programs aimed at making Brennan and Attleboro itself a better place to live and to go to school. The Attleboro School Committee hereby commends the Brennan Middle School Student Council officers. Signed and sealed, Dave Murphy, Chairman. School Committee approved December 15th, 2014.
Everybody, come on up.
Congratulations.
Advisors too, we have one for you as well. So.
Colton? Cole? Colin? I'm sorry.
You have a call and a call?
No? Angelina?
She's not here.
Okay. Adrian?
Aiden.
Aiden, sorry. This is why I'm not good. And Robert? Okay. Thank you. Who am I missing? This is the advisors.
We definitely have one. We'll find it, don't worry. I told you it would look like we proved that we've done this for some. Mr. Chair, maybe you could join the Brennan Student Council for some photo ops. There you go. You guys want to grab Karen, get in there. There you go. We'll check that one down. Make sure they can see your citations. They won't believe that you got them. Jessica, we're printing the really nice citations tomorrow, so that actually works out well. Next up, we have the representatives from Hill Roberts Elementary School. Welcome.
My boss.
Hi. Mr. Johnson?
I was asked several weeks ago to nominate an individual for tonight's community spotlight. Mr. Chairman, you've given me 1 minute to explain why Julie should be celebrated.
You can take an extra one if you want.
Well,
Thank you.
and I'm sorry because I think you'll need the shepherd's hook tonight.
Good.
As I think that 1 minute will not do justice to Julie's contributions to the Hill Roberts community. Julie Catsalis is the heart of Hill Roberts. Her dedication to the students, families, and staff have no boundaries. On any given day, Julie is cheerfully welcoming students as they are dropped off by their parents. Not only is she able to welcome each student by name, she is able to welcome their families as well. Julie Catsalis is the glue that binds the staff and keeps us a community. She is regularly seen in the office stuffing staff mailboxes with goodies and trinkets. When you spend up to half of your day with other staff members, little gestures like warm, friendly notes, a stocking stuffer, or a pair of earrings representative of the season goes a long way in fostering a loving family feeling. Julie's commitment to every child's academic, social, and emotional success is impeccable. While I can only speak to situations that have occurred over the past year and a half while I've been at Hill Roberts, my understanding is that her commitment to all students is beyond comparison. I've personally seen Julie develop and implement a positive behavior intervention system in which students are so excited to be recognized for positive behaviors that the entire building falls silent on Friday afternoons while names are read over the intercom. The accelerated reader program, the battle of the books, the APGAR corner, and reading patch hats would never be as effective as they are without Julie at the helm. And let's not forget the library and book fairs that are held throughout the year. Julie worked so hard on transforming our library into our new technology media center last year that she actually created a scale model of the library to give Eric, our electrician, and Shane, our tech, just so that they could be sure that they knew exactly how to set up the new center. Her work on the book fairs for our students is untiring. I've personally seen her spending her own time preparing, correlating, and readying supplies just so the students could have a positive experience. Mr. Chairman, I think I will need to stop at this point because I see the hook coming. But please know the examples I have just described only begin to put a dent into the dedication that Julie has to our community. Without her, Hill Roberts would be a brick and concrete building with 4 walls. With her, we have a vibrant, healthy, and happy family. Thank you, Julie, for all that you do. You're truly a treasure.
You have as much time as you want.
That's right. No. I'll take just 30. Thank you. This is like the Academy Award of Attleboro. But I have to begin at the top. I have to begin with my husband. Please stand. A lot of you know him. And we have 2 sons who came through the system. Wonderful young men who, like, we have our pit bulls, and that's between Phil and me, and probably the office staff. But then there's my Hill Roberts family, and a lot of you may be children that you have seen me before. I cannot thank this city enough for giving us a home and me a place. I am honored, and Mary Ellen LeBoy, who's here tonight, I'll get like a paycheck, and I'll say, they pay me to come here. Because that's truly what it's all about. They have been our second family. Scott now my 3rd, 4th, I don't know how many principals, whatever. But I was meant to be in that library. So remember that. And remember, how you are grateful for
the Attleboro schools, because it's a good place, and I am honored, and again, speechless that I did in just about 30 seconds. Mr. Stores is going to stand up in front of me, right?
You receive a citation moment. I would just say I think it's ironic that you mentioned that the amount of time that you were addressing the committee tonight, because I met you as many school committee members. We meet a lot of friends in driveways over every other summer. And I met you in your driveway along with your husband, and in not much more than 30 seconds, I left your property significantly more informed than I was when I walked onto it. And that was the case about a year later when, at the first meeting I was in with you at the library. It was very clear that it wasn't just that the library was the nerve center of Hill Roberts Elementary School, that you were the nerve center of elementary school. So congratulations.
And you're all invited. Anytime anyone wants to read, please come.
We'll be there. We'll be there. Mr. Stores?
I'm honored. Another man in my history.
I have been fortunate to have been a member of that Hill Roberts community, and I know how much you've done for Hill Roberts and how much you continue to do. So it is my honor to give the certificate of commendation presented to Julie Casales for outstanding contributions to the Attleboro schools and Hill Roberts Elementary School, for her tireless efforts at keeping the Hill Roberts Library a hub of curiosity, innovation, and learning, and for the energy and spirit she infuses into the Hill Roberts community. The Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Julie Casales, signed David Murphy, Chairman, School Committee approved December 15th, 2014.
Mr. Johnson's one of our big photographers, so we'll need some people to film while he's up on stage. Mr. Caton, thank you. Mr. Buckley.
I have less hair than both of you.
No, I don't think so. That's a toss-up.
Good.
That's
Thank
right.
you so much. Thank you. Thank you. You too. Merry Christmas to everyone.
Next, we'll be joined by our friends from the Hyman Fine Elementary School, Principal Martin, along with representatives from the parent-teacher organization at Hyman Fine. As we said before, that each of you represent a number of stakeholders throughout the district. We have tremendous parent-teacher organizations at each of our schools. Mrs. Martin has nominated the PTO officers for some particularly significant contributions that they've made to Hyman Fine. Mrs. Martin?
Thank you very much. Yes, we are very, very fortunate to have the PTO that we have at Hyman Fine. They're very active. The volunteerism at Hyman Fine is high, and we are very fortunate to have these women with us on our PTO. I had nominated 5 separate chairs of the different committees, and this evening I'm fortunate to have 3 of those 5 chairs able to join us. Teresa Mahoney is in the middle here. Teresa is the chair of our Fall Festival and our Pasta Dinner. Both events draw families together for fun at school beyond the school day. I have next to me on the far end is Brenda Richard. She's our fundraising chair. She works with other members of the PTO to bring varied fundraising to our families and sees each event through to the end. She also organizes a week of teacher appreciation events each spring. Directly next to me is Kate Wright. She is the chair of our school enrichment program last spring. She organized activities that were both fun and educational. This fall or late fall, she chaired our Elf Snack and Shop event, and that was held 2 weekends ago. And it was another great family event at Hyman Fine. Unable to join us this evening was Carrie Cray. She chairs our Box Tops for Education program. The funds collected have outfitted many of our classrooms with Elmos and projectors, and that enhances the delivery of curriculum. Jen Tibbetts was unable to be here also. She runs our Scholastic Book Fair. The proceeds are used to buy books for our library, and the spring book fair is structured so that every child gets a free book that they are able to choose. As I said before, we're very fortunate. We have a very active PTO. We have a very active parent group in our school, and they bring much to Hyman Fund.
Thank you, Mrs. Martin, and thanks to each of you. And I know that you represent a much larger organization of parents who have contributed to Hyman Fine, and we certainly appreciate you accepting our gratitude on their behalf as well. So your microphone's been turned around. If you'd like to address the committee, you're certainly welcome to. That may be a sign that somebody did that on purpose. Okay. You're not the first person to do that. So, Mr. Storrs.
To Carrie Craig, Teresa Mahoney, Jen Tibbetts, Brenda Richard, and Kate Wright, this certificate of commendation presented for outstanding contributions to their leadership within the Hyman Fine community, for helping to foster a vital partnership between Hyman Fine and the Hyman Fine families through the efforts of the Hyman Fine PTO. The Attleboro School Committee hereby commends the Hyman Fine PTO officers. Signed, David Murphy, Chairman. School Committee approved December 15, 2014.
Congratulations. They're presenting those. I do want to thank our administrators who stepped up their photography efforts tonight. And trust me, we will be comparing each of your photographs and ranking you accordingly in the coming days. We're sort of at our halftime right now, so we have a special presentation. I'd like to ask some close friends of the school committee, our administrators, Mr. Furtado and Mr. Parento, to please come forward, who I think are still here somewhere, right? Did they leave? No, they are. Come on up. Come on up, Mr. Parento. Mr. Parento is an individual who I have been asking for several years now, usually during the winter months, which are, fair to say, his busy time of year. I suppose all times of year are busy for you. To come in and be honored because of the number of things that he does and the number of things he allows the school committee to do because of his tireless efforts. And Mr. Furtado has volunteered to offer his introduction. So, Mr. Furtado, it's all yours.
Thank you, Chairman Murphy. It's ironic that the school committee would select somebody who does not like speaking in public to try to make the very vague tie between a facilities manager and student success and community success. So I'll give you two stories. One is this Thanksgiving. If you recall, the night before, the weather was not particularly good. I was on the phone with Jason, I think starting around 3 o'clock in the afternoon and ending about 9 o'clock at night, after he got to work at 6 o'clock in the morning, arguing with him incessantly about having to clear the stands in the stadium for the game. Jason was committed and dedicated to making sure that that game experience on Thanksgiving was as good as it could possibly be for the community and the students. I was trying to bestow upon him my wisdom about the weather, to no avail. So Jason himself was on site with a small crew, sweeping our stadium stands to make sure the folks had a very enjoyable Thanksgiving game. Despite the
up until the end, yeah.
Sorry about that. Secondly, I think that many in the audience know that Jason puts on a barbecue at the start of the school year over at Studley School for the students there throughout the district with food and school supplies at the start of the year. What they may not know is when the word sponsor means carrying the grills out, flipping the burgers, and passing out the school supplies himself. I can't tell you how much I appreciate Jason's effort, how that outlook permeates everything he does every day. He's about students, he's about the community, and I'm very fortunate to have him working
As are we, and Jason, I know that I suspect you prefer that you not be on stage right now, and I appreciate that. However, one of the things that has been sort of most compelling for myself to watch over these past few years are the ways in which you and your staff, despite your job description being about operations, the degree to which you are, as Mr. Furtado said, focused on students. The number of times you have made us look good as a school district when we had no business looking good, and the degree to which your focus has been exclusively on the best interests of the 6,000 students in this district and those that will come after them, it just defies words. And I just wanted tonight to say that on behalf of the Attleboro School Committee and the community, we're tremendously grateful to you and your staff. And I want to just let you know that the staff appreciation gift is coming on Friday, because I know the first thing you'll be asking is, why are you accepting this? You're accepting it on behalf of your crew, and if you don't like the gift on Friday, Mark picked it up, so congratulations. Thank you, Mr. Furtado. Well done. You skipping the photo? Everybody gets a photo with Mr. Sheehan tonight. That's the highlight. There you go. You can't beat that. Get up. Get back up there. There we go. That's a nice Christmas card right there, folks. Look at that. One big happy family. That is nice. We got time before holidays. We can get that out. There you go. Thank you, everyone.
Good day, Jason.
Next up are our representatives from both Thatcher Elementary School and Willett Elementary School. So if we could have Mrs. Silver, Mr. Laramie, Principal Learned, and Principal Caton please join us on stage. We'll have a jump ball to see who goes first. Or I'll just say Veronica. There you go. There you go. That's very, very nice, Jeff. Thank you.
Oh, good evening. It is my pleasure to introduce Evelyn Silva as the honored guest for the Thatcher School. I met Evelyn at the Attleboro 100th Day Parade, and she shared her interest in becoming a member of our school council. And I gladly welcomed her as a community representative. Evelyn has a history here in Attleboro, and she has not only been a longtime educator, she has also been a principal in the Attleboro School District, and I understand she was a principal of 2 schools that closed, Washington and Lincoln. And she also was a principal at the Hill Roberts School for 10 years. So, with that said, I knew I was going to be in good hands. She has also volunteered her time in Attleboro School District in various ways throughout her retirement years and being on school councils. So the Attleboro School District, and especially Thatcher School, has benefited greatly from Evelyn's experiences as an educator or in education. And with my being a first-year principal here in the Attleboro School District, I certainly value and appreciate all of the input she has provided at our school council meetings thus far this year. So thank you very much, Evelyn, for being on our school council, and congratulations.
Thank you very much. I came to Attleboro in 1947.
You win.
Since that time, I have been a teacher, a parent, an administrator, and on school council at the high school. When we had all the kindergartens at the high school, I was on that council. I was on the Finberg Council, and I've been on the Peter Thatcher Council. And I love every minute of it. And I have to tell you, I do watch all the school committee meetings. Very interesting.
We think the same thing. Thank you, Mrs. Silva. And I would just say that when we were sort of brainstorming as to what the spotlight schedule would be throughout the course of the year, we were talking about the prospect of a community service and leadership program. I believe I said it to Mr. Sawyer, maybe it was another administrator, but I basically said, I want the Evelyn Silvas to come in and be recognized. So we appreciate it, and congratulations to you. And then I think we'll do both citations after. So Mr. Caton, if you'd like to.
Good evening. Thank you for hosting this wonderful event. I'm going to pass around just some photos that I have because they correlate with what I'm going to talk about in a moment. So you're welcome to keep these as well. So at the end of last school year, my staff and I spent some time reflecting on the year and felt the grounds included a lot of overgrowth with trees and shrubbery. The areas to the front of the school and the playground were in dire need of being cleaned up. An email request was sent out to parents over the summer asking for assistance in cleaning up these targeted areas. It was titled the Willet Beautification Project, with the anticipated dates in the fall. Upon receiving my plea for help, Jim Laramie, seated to my right, responded with a request to meet in late July. We spent time walking the grounds and outlining the scope of this project. This was a daunting task, as you can see in the photographs shared with you here this evening. To my immediate delight, he then informed me that he would take on the entire phase of removing the overgrowth. Jim then orchestrated the project by calling in some help from Rick's Landscaping. By the end of August, the removal and cleanup was complete. We then used our scheduled beautification date in September to take some loam, courtesy of Jason Trento, thank you, Jason, in the areas needed and paint our blacktop and provide areas for students to play. The students, staff, and Willet community would like to again thank Jim Laramie for making this project a reality. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Caton. Mr. Larish, for both you and Mrs. Silva, I think one of the things that occurs to us on a night like this is that we have a tremendous staff. We have tremendous teachers, we have tremendous paraprofessionals, we have tremendous operations staff. But one of the things that is very true about a public school system is that the educators cannot do it alone. There have to be partnerships with the community, and there need to be Jim Laramies and there need to be Evelyn Silvas who are willing to come in and contribute to the school system, and we're grateful to you for doing that. So thank you very much. And it looks good. Ms. Simmons.
So a certificate of appreciation presented to Evelyn Silva for outstanding contributions to the Attleboro schools as a longtime community volunteer at Peter Thatcher Elementary School, for her lifelong commitment to public education, and on behalf of the students and educators who have benefited from her service to the Attleboro community, the Attleboro School Committee hereby extends its heartfelt appreciation to Evelyn Silva. Signed, David Murphy, Chairman, School Committee approved December 15th, 2014. And also a certificate of appreciation presented to Jim Laramie for outstanding contributions to the Attleboro schools and for his leadership in the Willet Elementary School beautification project, for recognizing the value and aesthetically pleasing environment that is conducive to educational progress and deserving of Willet's students and staff. The Attleboro School Committee hereby extends its heartfelt appreciation to Jim Laramie. Signed, Steve.
Photo time, come on up. You need the citations.
Well, I don't. Yeah.
Get in there. You can.
I'm the one here.
You can stay for the picture.
No.
They're actually going to sit for a painting. So. It's going to hang on the wall of Thatcher. Very nice. Thank you, man. One more time for helping with this. There you go. That's, okay, next, representatives from the Rebecca Lynn Whitefield Foundation, Mr. Harvey, Mrs. Harvey and Mr. Parsons, if you could please join the school committee. And anyone else? Like Bristol County Savings Bank, the Whitefield Foundation has representatives before the school committee oftentimes throughout the year, and usually they're giving us something. In fact, I think that's always been the case.
You bring it.
I know you didn't know. That's sort of the point of tonight. And one of the things that we wanted to do with this meeting was make a point of saying that even when you're not in front of us with a check or books for the elementary school or various uniforms and athletic equipment for the high school or anything else that the school district has benefited from, the $140,000 plus that the Whitefield Foundation has given to the Attleboro schools over the past 6 years. We're thinking of you and we're grateful to you and to Mr. Whitefield as well, who was invited, but we were going to let him give a speech, but Mr. Bowles has a concert here later in the week. We weren't sure he'd be done, so that's just the way it goes. He's a friend of mine, so that's okay that I say that. Well, that's up to Mark. You think it's okay if I say that?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, so Mr. Parsons, Mrs. Harvey.
I think I'm going to have Stephanie
Sure,
just talk
please.
about, how the foundation started and cover some of the things.
Thank you.
I guess I just want to say, like coming up now in this coming May, it will be 7 years since Rebecca passed. So we're kind of getting to a spot where it's bittersweet in that a lot of the people in the community that might know her name didn't actually know Rebecca, but they have heard of her and they've heard her name. Maybe they've seen her name in some of our apparel. And sometimes I know some of the sports teams put little logos on their uniforms. And I guess what I always try to remember is that I hope people realize that Becky was very involved in sports, in schools, but she was not an all-star. She was not the leading scorer on the field hockey team. She was not the fastest person on the track team. She was not valedictorian. And the reason she is remembered is because she was one of the best people and that she had a really big heart and she always worked hard no matter how good or how badly she was doing, and that when you wear the Whitefield name on your back and you have that 7, Becky and us, we're not expecting you to be the best. We just want you to do your best and to try hard, and that's kind of what we all want people to do in the community in general, and especially with children in sports. We try to teach them to really try hard, and we want them to emulate her success as a person, not necessarily as an athlete, and that we do a lot for athletics and for sports and for the schools and for youth organizations, but what I hope they remember is that we just want you to be a good person and to help others and to give back to your community, and it doesn't necessarily mean being the best person on the team, it's just being the best person in general.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Everybody knows him as Mike or Coach, and believe it or not, Mike does not like the spotlight, and we don't like the spotlight. We like to do this because it's out of our heart. I think the biggest thing tonight is to show that the people that our committee has to thank is the past and present students of Attleboro, because what you have done for Mr. Whitefield is unbelievable. Because he needed your help, and you did it. And thank you very much. Here we are at the spotlight, and I think we should also give a hand to these people that are in front of us. Without them, our school system wouldn't be what it is today. So I would like to. It right now.
Well, I would just say that, as Stephanie said, Rebecca's legacy is that she was a well-rounded student, and the contributions of the foundation have certainly been well-rounded as well. And we're grateful to you. You have a lot of certificates from us, so we have something else for you tonight, and we hope that you'll make sure this finds its way back to Pioneer Circle. So
we can't do this without you, without these people out here, without the community. So, like we said. Well, thank you.
We'll keep giving you opportunities, we promise. So congratulations. So come on up.
favorites.
And as the Whitefield representatives line up for their photo opportunity, it's time for the mothership to get ready. We'll have Attleboro High School representatives coming up next. So if you could come on up, get ready. Thank you very much. Thank you again. High school, which of course is our flagship school, represents a third of our district in every way except for Mr. Parento's headaches, where I think represents 4/5 of our district. Eric's here too, right? Okay, there's Eric. And Hunter and Janessa, along with Ms. Richard, if you could join us as well. When you're a third of the district, you're not going to have enough seats for everybody, but I'm sure, I think we have them for the students at least, or some of the students. Mr. Rooney, you want to introduce us to some of the student representatives who are here tonight? It'll be easier if I pass the microphone.
Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to express my appreciation to the school committee and to the central office administration for taking the opportunity to recognize the great things that are going on in our district. I am very proud to represent Attleboro High School. It is our goal at Attleboro High School to have every student in the city of Attleboro come join us at some point in time and to see the wonderful things that are going on in our elementary schools and our middle schools makes me very excited about the future. Most people know that our motto at Attleboro High School is Blue Pride. We take the word pride to an additional level, and we break it down to the phrase personal responsibility is developed every day. And much like the characteristics of Becky Whitefield that were described just a little while ago, we are doing the best we can to promote student leadership, citizenship, patriotism, and a willingness to give back to the community. And as will be recognized later in the evening, you will see how that comes full circle at Attleboro High School. I'm joined tonight by Eric Baris, who is the DAR, Daughters of the American Revolution Award winner, Mr. Houle, who is our athletic director, Ms. Becky Richard, who is a teacher and also the head of Project Unite. We also have Janessa Coburn and Hunter Wayne, who are with Ms. Richard for Project Unite. And then we have Cassie Carrero and Kimberly Rooney, who are going to be recognized by Mr. Houle through our athletic department. So to start, I would like to introduce you to Eric Baris. Eric is the Daughters of the American Revolution Award winner for Attleboro High School for this year. The process to become the DAR winner at Attleboro High School is to be nominated by the faculty and staff, and then you are selected by your classmates in the senior class. Eric is an outstanding representative of what citizenship, patriotism, and well-rounded service to the community is all about. Eric is involved in so many clubs and activities that it's almost too numerous to mention, but I will hit the highlights. He was selected to Boys State. He is in our marching band. He is in our select band. He is also in Model United Nations. He's the president of the GSA. He is just someone who is involved in all aspects at the high school. And the story to me that is the most telling about Eric and his character and his passion for his classmates is that when I came to Attleboro 3 years ago, we started using student voice on our intercom announcements in the morning for the Pledge of Allegiance and the general announcements about different things, whether it be sports or club or music oriented. And Eric is one of the original voices of Attleboro. One of the other voices of Attleboro was a student who was having a particularly difficult time overcoming some stage fright. And Eric would go with that student every morning, and Eric would help that student overcome that stage fright to get through the Pledge of Allegiance and be able to say that Pledge of Allegiance to the 2,000 people that we have going through Attleboro High School every single day. I am very proud to be here tonight with Eric Baris. Director, Mr. Holt.
Good evening, and thank you very much. Leadership and Community Service have resulted in 2 awards tonight for 2 well-deserving students. And I will say that this is the first time that these 2 awards have ever been given out to any Attleboro High School students. Cassandra Carrera, MIAA selected Cassandra as a Student Athlete of the Month in September. This award is presented on a monthly basis to 1 male and 1 female student athlete in the entire state of Massachusetts. It's for excellence in the areas of academics, athletics, and community service. Cassie was nominated by her coach, Coach Lindsay Ansums. Some of Coach's comments. Cassie's volunteering leadership during the Sagra youth clinics resulted in parents approaching me to point out the positive impact she had on the young girls. Cassie also displayed her leadership skills at AHS. She was welcoming to all new players onto our team with open arms. She makes it a point to ensure that all the girls are included and everyone feels not only welcome, but part of the field hockey program. Cassie was a captain this year in 2014 and was also selected as a Hockomock League All-Star. She is studying early childhood care and CTE program and is a member of the National Honor Society. She has also volunteered at Sturdy Memorial Hospital. Thank you for your leadership and your community service. Congratulations, Cassie. Kimberly Rooney was recently named the school winner for the nationally recognized Wendy's High School Heisman Award. For 20 years, this award has recognized the achievements of exceptionally well-rounded students, like the Collegiate Heisman Memorial Trophy, known as the highest award in college football. The Wendy's High School Heisman program honors the all-star performances of high school seniors in the classroom, on the field, and in the community. Kimberly was selected based on her outstanding academic, athletic, and leadership within her community. She will move on to the next stage of the program for a chance to be named one of the 2 state finalists and for the continued consideration of the National Winner Award. She was selected as the 2014 school winner based on the following accomplishments: National Honor Society, MIAA Student Athlete Citizenship Award recipient, Elks Club Youth Leadership Award recipient, founder of the Rivals Battle Hunger Initiative, Hebron Food Pantry Volunteer Appreciation Recognition, Girls State Student Leadership Conference Selection, Blue Pride Book Award Leadership, Daughters of the American Revolution nominee, selected by the faculty. Kimberly has demonstrated that being a student athlete is a priority. She has proven to be balanced a rigorous academic workload, community service, while performing at a high level athletically. I caught the game the other night in Dartmouth and she played awesome. It was a great start to the season. She's a leader in our Blue Pride community and someone who walks the halls with a lot of pride. Thank you for your leadership and your community service, Kimberly Rooney.
Okay, so I'm here to recognize Project Unite and the 2 students who are part of Project Unite as the future of Project Unite and a veteran. So I'm going to start with a veteran. She's been a coordinator for the school day games for the last 3 years. Many of you know the school day games is held at Attleboro High School every May. This year actually it's happening in June, on June 10th. But we are the biggest school day games in the state. And with that comes 650 athletes and over 48 teams. And Janessa Coburn has been the registration coordinator for the last 3 years, organizing and getting ready for the school day games. Her tireless efforts to organize and sort thousands of t-shirts and tickets and packets and all the details that go into the event have made the event such a great success over the last 3 years. In addition to coordinating and being at the high school until 10 o'clock at night the day before for the last 3 years, she's also been fundraising for us for the last 4 years. Well, this will be her 4th year, plunging into the ocean in February. And she's also a leader of Team Up. She's a peer leader in the gym class, and she just does amazing work with our community. I can't think of a better person to honor for this. And in the future, for the future of Project Unite, I'm honoring Hunter Wheaton. And Hunter kind of stumbled into Project Unite last year. He had been hanging out in LMC6 as the editor of the yearbook. And once the deadline was over, he stayed and he just helped out wherever he could. People who had been in the organization all year were like, who is this kid? And he's still here, which is like fantastic because we need his help. And so we're excited that Hunter's only a junior. He is now representing the core leaders of our Project Unite group. And so he's representing the future of Project Unite. And Project Unite is so awesome. We actually have many of the coordinators here, in addition to Janessa and Hunter, to be recognized for their leadership. And as a plug for the future of Project Unite, I love seeing like the 8th graders and the elementary school students, because what makes Project Unite so awesome is that it continues to grow. We started off as an organization in 2004, 2005. And actually, 2 of our leaders who were part of that organization are now faculty members through the Attleboro Public System, and who are here tonight, which is fantastic. And we continue to grow. Attleboro High School has been hosting the School Day Games for 27 years. We have been coordinating it with student leaders for, this will be our 11th year. This is our 5th year of Project Unite, coordinating in conjunction with North Attleboro High School, Bishop Keegan, and Attleboro. And this year is our 9th year plunging into the ocean. And so, as part of the recognition, we are also doing a little plug for one of our goals. So, because we strive for improvement and greatness every year, this year our student leaders have upped the ante. And our fundraising goal for this year's event is $16,000 for the polar plunge, 150 students, and 30 community members. And so this is where you guys play a part. We are challenging you to participate in polar plunge in any way you can. Our theme this year is Mardi Gras, and our slogan is Unmask the possibilities. And so we have sign-up sheets and ways for you to get involved. And we would love anyone, you are never too young or old, to plunge into the ocean. And so we'd love to have you here.
We would love to be there. Thank you, Mr. Sharp. If I could ask the high school delegation to just stay put for one moment. We're going to have the citations, which are going to be read by Mr. Tyler and then Mrs. Scales, and then we have one other short presentation right after that. So, Mr. Tyler?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Certificate of commendation presented to Eric Parrish for outstanding contributions to the Attleboro schools and for his civil commitments to Attleboro High School, which has earned him the Daughters of the American Revolution Good Citizen Award for the 2014-2015 school year. For the leadership he has provided in various student organizations, for the example he has set for his peers and educators alike, the Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Eric Parrish, signed David Murphy, Chairman, School Committee approved, December 15, 2014. We have another certificate, a commendation presented to Cassandra Carrero for outstanding contributions to the Attleboro schools and for the excellence she has exhibited as a student athlete at Attleboro High School, which earned her the MIAA Athlete of the Month Award for September 2014. For the dedication and stamina that has characterized her time as a student athlete at Attleboro High School, the Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Cassandra Carrero, signed Dave Murphy, Chairman, School Committee approved December 15, 2014. And the last one I have, the certificate of commendation presented to Kimberly Rooney for outstanding contributions to the Attleboro schools and for the leadership and scholarship she has exhibited as a student at Attleboro High School, which she has earned her the Wendy's High School Heisman, the first receipt for Attleboro High School. for the poise and perseverance that has characterized her time as a student athlete at Attleboro High School. The Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Kimberly Rooney, signed Dave Murphy, Chairman. School Committee approved December 15, 2003.
May, you're on deck, so just stay warm. Mrs. Scales.
I have two for Janessa Coburn and Hunter Wayne. A certificate of commendation presented for outstanding contributions to the Attleboro schools and for the commitment to community service embodied by Project Unite, which helped return Special Olympics to Attleboro High School in May of 2014, for their dedication to make Attleboro High School a more inclusive and hospitable atmosphere conducive to learning for all students. The Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Janessa Coburn and Hunter Wayne.
Thank you, and congratulations to each of you. As the mayor joins us on stage, I would just say to each of the student leaders here tonight, we know that none of you signed up to lead the field hockey team, to play on the basketball team, to join the marching band, or to join Project Unite, so that you could get hauled into Coelho on a Monday night and be honored by the school committee. You did it because of the impact that you knew that you could have on the student body and on the Attleboro High School community. And we want you to know that while it is true that we need to recognize you publicly, so that way we can try to cultivate more student leaders like yourselves, and that's part of what we're doing tonight. We're trying to say to the community that this is what we're striving for, and in a lot of cases, this is what we're achieving. You are our best evidence of success, and you're the reason that people should enroll in the Attleboro schools, because when they get to the high school, they can turn out like you and like so many others that you go to school with every day. But we want you to know that this may seem like this is just sort of a big show. It's about what your work represents and the difference that you make at our flagship school. So you have the school committee and the administration's gratitude, and congratulations to each of you. Mayor Gillis. We have one more recognition from Attleboro High School tonight. One of the things we've sort of glossed over is that in addition to our student leadership, we have tremendous faculty leadership. And one of the individuals has been recognized not just here locally, but was recently inducted into the Massachusetts Special Olympics Hall of Fame. And the school committee would like Ms. Richard to know that we're tremendously grateful for the example you've set and for the reputation you've helped Attleboro to earn through your work and your leadership in the Special Olympics over the past decade. So, Mayor Dumas.
Thank you very much, Mr. Murphy. And good evening. And this is an opportunity tonight really in celebration of all the gifts and talents and sharing of time and treasure. And it's my sincere appreciation to be able to give this commendation to you this evening, presented to you, Rebecca Rashad, for outstanding contributions to the Attleboro schools and for your commitment to community service, student leadership, and experiential learning at Attleboro High School. For your tireless efforts to raise the standard by which Attleboro's flagship school is measured, and for the tremendous pride instilled in the community upon your entry into the Massachusetts Special Olympics Hall of Fame. In the Attleboro School Committee and the City of Attleboro commend you, Rebecca Rashad. Congratulations. Thank you so much for that.
You're going to stay for the photo, right? There you go. Come on up. No, the photo's taken that way. As the Bombardiers file out, we'll have the Coelho Middle School delegation, another sizable delegation, because they're the home team tonight. We appreciate their hospitality. Mr. Bowles, Mr. Souza, Ms. LaFleur, Ms. Allard, Mr. Gordon. Anyone else from Coelho? Come on up. Derek. Mr. Bowles, who do we have here tonight?
Well, tonight I'm here with Brian Gordon, one of our student leaders. We also have Abby Stravinsky, Holly Taylor, Amy LaFleur, and Pat Allen, who are representatives of faculty and student leadership. But first of all, before I continue, I just want to say to everybody out there, it is the season of giving, and it's evident that these students and the faculty and everybody in this community truly is giving every single day. And it's not just a season here, but it's a continuing 365 days a year. So I just want to give all the recipients another round of applause for them. On behalf of Coelho Middle School, I'd like to introduce Dr. Souza. Dr. Souza is our assistant principal. He has just received his doctorate in education, and he will be awarding our first recipient, Mr. Brian Gordon.
But good evening. Tonight I have the privilege to take some time to introduce a student from Coelho that has exhibited leadership qualities in and outside the classroom walls. And leadership is often looked at how outgoing and charismatic someone may be. In this case, the student does not demand respect from his followers. It has been earned. Ryan Gordon does not flaunt this quality. It does not seek the spotlight. Well, I guess except for tonight.
We told him he had to come, so.
Ryan Gordon is a student that, as his teacher said, just gets it. His keen sense of focus, coupled with his support and guidance, naturally provides a student with the proper ingredients to be an excellent leader. When speaking to Ryan, it is clear to me that he loves to learn, loves to connect the dots, and takes every learning experience in and outside the school as an opportunity to engage in life. Furthermore, Ryan has stressed how important the support of his family is to him. When asked to give some words of encouragement to his peers, he states, "Never give up. Keep on trying. Even if you mess up, never let anything hold you back." Here is a student well beyond his years. Congratulations.
The second group of people we'd like to recognize is Mrs. Tammy LaFleur and Holly and Abby. First off, when I came here 3 years ago, one of the things about being here at Coelho that really excited me amongst the student, the faculty, and the engagement was the process of having a National Junior Honor Society here at the middle school. Coelho was the first middle school to establish this society here in Attleboro. For 3 years now, we've inducted over 90 students into this society, which has acted as a pathway for students to strive for something when they get to the next level in their sense of blue pride in attending Attleboro High School. Mrs. LaFleur, along with the students here, have contributed not only to the community by volunteering at Sturdy, nursing homes, giving to various charities amongst the community, but also volunteered their time and efforts here in the Coelho Middle School. They often stay after to help students in the younger grades with tutoring. How about in the Abacus program with students who are staying after till maybe 5 or 6 o'clock? They're willing to go the extra mile around the building to help out the teachers in their classrooms. The National Junior Honor Society, what's the greatest thing about this? It's not only about academics. It's about being a well-rounded individual that strives academically but is willing to give up themselves to the community of a sense of leadership. So I'd like to recognize the National Junior Honor Society, Mrs. LaFleur, Holly, and Abby. Thank you. And this year, Holly and Abby, if I haven't said it, they are co-presidents, so we look forward to all the wonderful things they're about to do around here at the Coelho Middle School. It's not just that the 8th graders, they've been leaders since they've been here, so I want to congratulate the two leaders and the co-parents. The last person I'd like to recognize is the wonderful Pat Attleboro. Yes, you can shout for Mrs. Attleboro. When I first came to Quilla, I soon realized that I did not run the show. Mrs. Attleboro runs the show, and I have conformed to her expectations. She truly is a pillar of the community. She is a paraprofessional ILA in the building. She's giving of herself. She's giving of herself to the utmost entity. She's always willing to go over and above the call of duty, whether it's to cover a class, to teach a class, and help out students after school. She's also the faculty representative to the student council. She does fundraising around the buildings, collecting supplies for veterans and people serving, and the women saving our country overseas. We've just done a food drive in which I got a thank you card from the food pantry today saying if it wasn't for people like the student council here at the Quilla Middle School and the work that you do, these things would not be available for the people that need that. Mrs. Allard has also, organized the Spirit Week. If you went by Quilla today, I think the only two people that weren't dressed up were Dr. Souza and I. It was pajama day. She has orchestrated those sort of things. But the other things in which she does with her Leo's Club, the Village Lions outside school, to help out the community has been a tremendous success. And it's the things that she doesn't glorify these things or look what I do. She's just that silent person that comes in every day and she does it because she loves the city of Attleboro. The dinner at the end of the year, the contributions that they have made in giving to the school, Mrs. Allard is just one of those special people that I've had the fortunate pleasure of working alongside. So I'd like to recognize Mrs. Allard for her work.
Thank you, Mr. Bowles, and thank you to all of you. I know that this is your home school. This is where you come every day. This is where you'll be early tomorrow morning. And I just want to say on behalf of the committee, we're tremendously grateful for all of the ways in which you breathe life into this building. As we've said, there are individuals like yourselves throughout each of these buildings, but the opportunity for us to be able to come here to visit you and see the impact that you're able to have on the Quilla community for the students and for the staff, we're very grateful for that opportunity to be here tonight. So thank you. I believe Ms. Singer has the first citation.
Certificate of Commendation presented to Ryan Gordon for outstanding contributions to the Attleboro schools and his leadership and civic contributions to the Quilla Middle School community. For the high level of scholastic merit, maturity, and responsibility recognized by the teachers of Quilla, earning a nomination to the National Young Leaders State Conference, Lead Now 2015, the Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Ryan Gordon.
Ms. Singer.
Certificate of Commendation presented to Patricia Allard for outstanding contributions to the Attleboro schools and Coelho Middle School, for her determined efforts towards ensuring that those less fortunate in the Attleboro community are cared for during the holidays and all year round, and for ensuring that community service is incorporated into the educational experience for all Coelho students. The Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Patricia Allard.
Mr. Storrs.
This certificate of commendation is presented to Tammy LaFleur and the 2015 inductees of the Quilla Middle School Junior National Honor Society for their outstanding contributions to the Attleboro schools, for prioritizing both academic achievement and community service, and for setting an example of excellence to be emulated throughout the Attleboro schools. The Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Tammy LaFleur and the 2015 inductees of the Coelho Middle School Junior National Honor Society. Signed, David Murphy, Chairman. School Committee approved December 15, 2014.
Thank you. I think that's it. There we go. So the Coelho photo op. This is a good one. What's that? Exactly. There you go. Everybody can just give Mr. Balls a chair. He can sit on his lap. Here's a Santa joke. Here's a Santa joke. They don't know who said it. I'm behind them. Thank you, Coelho. Okay, so we've come to our last school, then we have a quick celebration at the end, but the Wamsutta Middle School will be represented tonight by the representatives from Sensata Technologies, by Mr. Duquette, a social studies teacher at Wamsutta, by Miss McGee, the students from the STAR program, and by the principal, for the moment, Ms. Coffin.
First of all, I would like to thank the committee for giving us the opportunity to thank all of these people who are up here with me and all of these people who are in the audience. A school and the life of a school is more than the people who work there, and it is more than the students who go to school there. It involves an entire community, and this certainly is an opportunity for all of us to see the wonderful people who live and reside and work and care about our schools and our community here. So we thank you for this opportunity to honor the people who are here this evening. I would like to start with representatives of Sensata Technologies. I have Kevin Kennedy with me this evening and Ed Nordberg. Peter Weiss was not able to make it. These gentlemen are engineers from Sensata Technologies. Our relationship with Sensata began about 3.5 years ago when one of our teachers was at a STEM conference and met someone from Sensata Technologies. And this began us really beginning to understand one another when they sat down and had a conversation about all of the changes to the science, technology, and engineering. So with this STEM relationship, we were able to build a partnership with this company here in Attleboro. They have volunteered their time, they have volunteered their expertise, they have volunteered materials, they coach and support a robotics program, which we would not have if it were not for these gentlemen and their company. They started out with one group of 25 students, and now we have almost 70 students who take robotics, and it spans grades 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we are truly grateful for that. In addition to that, Sensata Technologies gave computers to our school. The following year, they were able to give computers to all of the middle schools, and they provided professional development to all of our science teachers in the middle schools and the elementary schools. So we certainly thank them for their contributions to Mr. Nordberg and to Mr. Kennedy and all of Sensata Technologies. We thank you. And when I was asked about leadership and community service, we have a requirement at Wamsutta that every grade is required to have a community service project every year. And the person who really exemplifies community service and leadership on our staff is Mr. Eric Duquette. Mr. Duquette has been the advisor for our student council for the past 14 years. And this involves organizing about 50 different students every single year. to do food drives, toy drives, and to run other community service projects within the school. Have those excitable energy days of school spirit. And he also runs an election in the fall that mimics national elections for all of our students to participate in. In addition to that, he organizes and facilitates our whole school Veterans Day and Memorial Day ceremonies out by our flag ceremony in the morning. And we involve the Attleboro veterans. He provides historical information for us, and he does special writings for special recognitions such as 9/11. He acts as our school historian, and when he is not in school, Mr. Duquette continues to model patriotic citizenship and community service through his participation as a reenactor in the 13th Mass Volunteer Civil War Infantry and in the Revolutionary Rehoboth Minutemen. So we thank you, Mr. Duquette, for all that you have done for all of the children at Wamsutta. Group of students who are standing behind me that I'm going to have Mr. Lamore introduce to you.
Thank you, Mrs. Coffin. For the past 6 years, Wamsutta has had the privilege of having the STAR Peer Leadership Program under the guidance of Mrs. McGee, one of our school adjustment counselors. And each fall, about 30 7th and 8th grade students go through a training program. And then they're taught to facilitate discussions, organize skits, role-playing, and that sort of thing in the classrooms of the 5th, 6th, and 7th graders. And then in the spring, the program culminates in the World Congress in Boston, and approximately 2,000 middle and high school students attend that conference every spring in Boston. To talk a little bit more about the STAR program, I'd like to introduce one of our peer leaders, Miss Julia Lavelle.
Thank you for recognizing STAR on behalf of all the STAR participants and past participants. We really have a great time doing this. It's fun going into the classrooms, talking to the students, and doing activities with them. We really hope that we're inspiring them to do the same thing when they get older and go to these conferences and go into the classrooms and just get the message out there.
And you have, and you've inspired everyone here, and I'm sure your classmates as well, so congratulations to each of you. We have a couple of citations from the school committee and then a couple of special presentations, and we'll start with Mr. Storrs, who has a citation for Mr. Duquette.
Certificate of commendation presented to Eric Duquette for outstanding contributions to the Attleboro schools and Wamsutta Middle School, for helping students to cultivate an appreciation for history, and for ensuring students learn both in and out of the classroom through student leadership and community service programs. The Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Eric Duquette. Signed, David Murphy, Chairman. School Committee approved December 15, 2014.
Mrs. Scales.
This certificate of commendation is presented to Karen McGee and the students of the STAR Treating All Respectively, STAR, Peer Leadership Program for outstanding contributions to the Attleboro schools and Wamsutta Middle School, for helping to cultivate an atmosphere defined by acceptance and support within the Wamsutta community. The Attleboro School Committee hereby commends Karen McGee and the students of the STAR Peer Leadership Program.
And if the STAR participants could rejoin their Wamsutta community, because we do have a couple other presentations. Starting with, for our friends from Sensata, Your partnership with the Wamsutta Middle School and with the Attleboro Public Schools is exactly the type of partnership that we need to cultivate more of. We're actively seeking corporations and other entities who would like to join in contributing to the Attleboro schools. It's a community-wide effort. It's one that we have events like this to try to get the message out there that our doors are open for anyone who wants to contribute to the schools. And we know we're grateful to the support of our municipal government as well. And so the president of our city council, Mr. Cook, along with other representatives from the municipal council, I know Councilor Kirby is here and Councilor Parika, they'd like to present you with the presentation on behalf of the municipal council.
Murphy, members of the school committee, Mr. Sheen, Mr. Zoyer, and again to all of you fine people who make our community such a great place to live. It's so nice to be able to gather here and see all the contributions. It's amazing what we can all accomplish together, and I think we've seen that many times tonight. So, Mr. Murphy, thank you for hosting this event tonight. I'm joined here by Councilors Heather Parika and Brian Kirby. And on behalf of all the municipal council, I have a resolution of appreciation for each of you. Whereas each person has been actively involved in creating and maintaining the robotics partnership between Wamsutta and Sensata Technologies, an important science, engineering, technology, and mathematics initiative. And whereas each person has volunteered his time, expertise, and materials to coach and support the robotics program, which has grown from one group of about 25 students to 4 groups of over 65 students across grades 5, 6, 7, and 8. And whereas Sensata Technologies has generously donated computers to all 3 middle schools and provided engineering professional development to science teachers across the Attleboro schools. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the Municipal Council of the City of Attleboro, on behalf of all its citizens, do hereby express to each of you and Sensata Technologies our sincere and profound appreciation for your generosity of time, expertise, and resources. And that is signed and sealed this 15th day of December in the year 2014 by myself, Frank Cook, the President of the City Council. Thank you so much. And,
We'll be happy to stay on stage for our final presentation to Bob Slade.
Thank you for your assistance. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
This is likely to be one of our community's last opportunities to express our gratitude and commendation for the principal of Wamsutta Middle School, Ms. Coffin. Ms. Coffin will be taking on the superintendency in Belchertown, Massachusetts in just a few short weeks. And so, Ms. Coffin, on behalf of the school committee and all the members of the community, we want to thank you. We want to congratulate you on this next challenge that you'll be embarking upon. And I think an individual who would be a very appropriate person to express the commendation of the entire community and the leadership, along with Representative Hero, who will be joining us as well for a citation, is our current superintendent, Mr. Sheen. So, Mr. Sheen, Paul, come on up. I think Mr. Sheen and Mr. Hero could take center stage and present jointly.
We can do that.
There you go.
She looked panic-stricken when I got there. Most people realize that Carol Coffin, in fact, has been the principal at Wamsutta Middle School since October of 2007. But did you know that she was the 3rd and 4th grade teacher at Camp Lejeune for the United States Marine Corps? She also taught 7th and 8th grade English language arts and social studies. From there she became an assistant principal, and then she became a principal in Fall River, I believe it was Talbot Middle School, and then she came to Wamsutta. Wherever she's been, Carol's strength has always been demonstrated in academic instructional leadership, curriculum construction design, strategic planning, and implementation. While she was resting, did you know that she also served 6 years as Secretary, Vice Chair, and Chair of the Framingham School Committee. I'm getting my shots in before she leaves.
What's wrong with being on the school
No,
committee?
no. It was about being a third and fourth grade teacher. You took it personally. With this extensive background and commitment to education excellence, it is no surprise that the Belchertown School Committee chose her to be their new educational leader and superintendent of schools. So on behalf of the Attleboro School Committee, administrators, and community, I'm honored to present her with this official citation. The Commonwealth of Massachusetts State Senate, official citation. Be it known that the Massachusetts Senate hereby extends its congratulations to Carol Coffin in recognition of your dedicated service as the principal of Warm Southern Middle School, wishing you the very best as superintendent of the Belchertown School District. And be it further known that the Massachusetts Senate extends best wishes for continued success. That this citation be only signed by the President of the Senate and attested to, and a copy thereof transmitted by the Clerk and the Senate of the Senate. Signed by the President of the Senate, Teresa Murray, and by State Senator James E. Timothy. Congratulations.
Thank you, Senator Sheehan. Representative Burrell.
If you only knew.
Thank you, Chairman Murphy. And Ms. Coughlin, it's a pleasure to be here this evening. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you. And I have a citation with me for someone who is an educator, an administrator, and a friend to so many students and families throughout Attleboro. So this is from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the House of Representatives. Be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincerest congratulations to Carol Coughlin in recognition of your 7 wonderful years as principal of Warm Southern Middle School. Congratulations. The entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for future good fortune and continued success in all endeavors given this 9th day, December 2014, at the State House, Boston, Massachusetts, signed by the Speaker, Robert A. DeLeo, and State Representative Paul Hill. Thank you.
I'm still your boss.
He just said he's still my boss. I need to be nice. This is, it's really mixed emotions that I have. I am very excited about the adventure in front of me. But I need to tell you and share with you how much I'm going to miss you. Being here in Attleboro has been a gift to me. And being able to work with the children here in Attleboro and the staff in Attleboro and all of the parents, all of the people that I have met that have come together to help our children. I am truly grateful for the opportunity to be with you these years and to be part of something that was growing and something that had children be the #1 priority. And I know that will always stay here in Attleboro. I take a lot with me. You have taught me a great deal, just as I hope I have been able to teach many of you. But I do want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I will miss you, and I take you with me.
Congratulations, Carol. Mrs. Coughlin. That's fine. I'm in the back. That's fine. I know that this photo will end up in the superintendent's office in Belchertown. Very proud of the spot. Thank you, Ms. Baldwin. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
More, if somebody wants a tour.
Sounds good. You'll be hearing from us, I promise. So we've come to our final presentation of the night, and I know not all of the individuals I'm about to call up are here. I'm not sure we'd have room for them if they were, but we're certainly going to keep this list, and we're going to make sure that this token of the school committee's appreciation gets to them. And I'd ask Mr. Rooney and Mr. Gould if they could join us for this. So if you're here, Jack Flanagan, Tony Lee, Bob Barton, Eddie Perica, Mike Tyler, who is, I believe, is here, yes. Dominic Ingemi, and I am going to miss a few names here. And my voice. David Carrero, Doug Crow, Jeff DiMarzio, my old friend Mark Ethier, David Raposa, Mike Raposa, Steve Kane, Bob Bubendorf, Peter Campbell, Paul Hasselden, Bill Cuddyback, Donald DeBurn, Jerry Frico, Bob Tella, Brian Witherall, Michael Chartier, Robert Lacasse, Jack Jacoby, Jamie Reardon, Derek Lacasse, Brian Allen, William Dunlap. Is anybody here?
They just don't want to get up yet.
Okay, you can come up now. Paul Patelli, Bert Buckley, Louis Oliveira, Steve Nelson, Stacy Buckley, Barry Lacasse, Richard Renoni, and John Marson. The individuals joining us on stage all have something in common. One is their work ethic, the other is how they've spent most of the Saturdays over the past 18 weeks. So Mr. Houle, Mr. Rooney, if you could share a little bit about what these gentlemen have done.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. Wow, this is terrific. Great to see everyone on a weeknight. You guys are always on Saturdays. First, I would like to thank the school committee once again for holding this tonight and really doing the spotlight for our community. And this is to end it with something like this, I think is very special. I also want to thank Mayor Dumas and City Council for our new stadium. It is absolutely amazing. It's a gem. You wouldn't believe the comments that we get every time that we're out there. It is truly amazing. And part of Mayor Dumas and City Council's understanding was that myself, Mr. Rooney, and Mr. Dennis Walsh was going to raise $600,000 to pay for the concession stand. And when we left the meeting, we said, wow, we can do that. And as we started meeting, it was challenging. We thought it was going to be really difficult, and it was. With the help of many volunteers and generous donations and grants, we were very proud to be able to reach this goal. However, actually I kind of said that the way Mr. Sheehan says that sometimes. However, then the bids came in. And at nearly $1 million to construct a concession stand, it was back to the drawing board. The decision was made to reach out to our community for help. And look what we got right here. Let's give them a round of applause. Led by Barry Lacasse and a group of community volunteers, this project has brought new meaning to community pride. During the week, the groundwork and planning is done. And on Saturdays, it's an amazing sight to see the volunteers show up week after week, after week, after week, after week. From the hot days in the summer to the cold days in December, work continues to get done. This initiative has truly been amazing. The volunteers working closely with school personnel. Jason Prento's phone rings all the time, And many times sometimes it's me, but sometimes it's Barry Lacasse asking to get into the stadium and whatnot, or one of our many volunteers that we have over here. And it's really amazing how everyone's kind of come together. I would like to thank Barry and his band of volunteers on behalf of all the student athletes in the AHS community and the Varsity Booster Club. Thank you for your leadership and volunteerism in building our Blue Pride together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Houle, and thanks to each of the volunteers. All of you know certainly better than us the labor of love that you've undertaken over the past several months. It's nearing completion. We wouldn't have that addition to such a beautiful facility without your work, without your contribution. As you know, there are over 300 individuals throughout the community who have volunteered on this effort and who have contributed to the construction of the new concession stand at Tozer Cassidy Field. But you are the leadership, you are the regulars, as I believe you're referred to in some circles, and certainly you have championed this project in an extraordinary way, and the school committee is grateful. And given that, I would like to make a motion at this time to confer upon each of the individuals gathered here tonight and other individuals as they're named by the leadership over the coming months, particularly in case we have left someone out, although we did our best to make sure that we didn't, to grant a lifetime pass to all Attleboro athletic events at Tozer Cassidy Field that will be given to you and to use at your pleasure. And Mr. Houle, just so you know, if we're going to be giving out these lifetime passes, we're going to need the teams to win so that we continue to sell something. So the motion is on the floor. Do we have a second? Any discussion? As usually means they're in favor. So Mr. Storrs?
Yes.
Mrs. Sawyer?
Yes.
Mrs. Scales?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy, yes. Mr. Larson?
Yes.
Mrs. Zito?
Yes.
Ms. Singer?
Yes.
And Mr. Tyler, I suspect you're abstaining. So congratulations, the motion passes, and you keep that. We're going to get it one, don't worry. We weren't sure we'd have a quorum if she had abstained. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We just have a couple of other quick business items that we're going to run through. Closing votes here. We're going to get it. She's already on. We'll have a quick photo and then we'll close out the meeting. I don't know if there'll be anybody left once the volunteers sit down, but we've got about 90 seconds to go.
However, I've heard you say that before. Thank you. Don't worry, I know you're coming up.
A number of people have asked while they're on stage, so I'll just say now Mrs. Zito will be getting a lifetime pass as well.
I know, I saw the pictures.
So again, we want to congratulate all the volunteers and all of the leaders and community servants who we've created here tonight. We would be remiss if we didn't just close the meeting by, again, extending our gratitude. Senator, we need to close out the meeting. Thank you. We would be remiss if we didn't extend our gratitude again to all the volunteers, all the student leaders, to the Coelho community, to AACS, and everyone who helped put on this event. In short, why do we do these types of events? Because the individuals that you've heard from tonight are the stories of the Attleboro schools. They're the individuals that keep the school system moving forward. and we're tremendously grateful to each of them. So again, congratulations. We wish you the best of luck. We certainly look forward to seeing you in the new year. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, good night, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor?